Welcome, everybody. It is a beautiful, windy, albeit, but beautiful day here in mid-June here at Cherry Hill West Softball Stadium as we're going to see a matchup between the home team, Team Chuck, with Charlie Creighton, Callan Melroy, Gabe Bracey, versus Team Pop-Tart with Calvin Limper, Jason Melroy, and Camden Catholic's very own Nicholas Tartamosa. His first swing going to be high out to center field, and it's going to be a bobbled center field play thrown in to the pitcher, Callan Melroy, allowing Nick to get to first here. Already you can see Nicholas Tartamosa, the star of the team, being a big catalyst to begin the game for Team Pop-Tart. Callan Melroy with the pitch. Jason Melroy is going to hit that hard to left field. It's going to go right over the outfielder's head. And that should see runners on second and third to begin the game for the away team here as Calvin Limper steps up to bat. The lefty, the feared lefty, on the pitch. And he's going to strike out in that first one. He's going to get a strike on that second one. A very inconsistent batter here, and he's going to be struck out there. And for clarification's sake, we're going to be starting out with only one out to begin this game. Gabe Bracey is going to have a wild first strike here off the pitch from Jason Melroy. That second shot's going to go far up into left field, and it's going to be caught by Nicholas Tartamosa there. Here, looking to the top of the second inning, you can see Jason Melroy excited as everything for that great pitching performance. Nicholas Tartamosa with his second swing of his life. And that's going to go far, way into the darkest corners of the outfield. And a little miffed error there is going to send Nicholas coming home as he'll be greeted by teammate Jason, who seems to be pretty angry at the fact that he hit that little inside the park hit. Inside the park homer, I should say, off the error. Jason Melroy will get his first strike of the game off that first pitch by Callan Melroy here. The brothers, his second hit will go far, and that's going to be over the fence for a homer here in Cherry Hill West Softball Field, and that's going to be the second run of the game and the second run by Team Pop-Tart. As Jason will get the second score of the day and is going to bring it in, looking for that very terrible gritty and that really awkward celebration with him and Nicholas Tartamosa. And you can just see he's just going to throw up some obscene gestures to the camera. Just no sportsmanship from him as Calvin Limper comes up to bat, trying to capitalize off his team's successes. And who knows if he can here today in the softball field, as he'll get a second strike off Callan Melroy, practicing his swing as if it's going to go anywhere. And he's going to strike out once again. And at least for Calvin, we're going to be seeing a team that is going to go into the bottom of the second with the pitches by Jason with a 2-0 lead as Callan gets his hit high, and it's going to be caught out by Nick to end out this bottom of the second with another amazing pitching performance by Jason there. To start at the top of the third, Nick's going to hit that one high. And it looks like it's going to drop in the left outfield there. Sorry, the camera view was obscured by Jason's. It's going to get his hit off there by Callan. And that's also going to drop shallow left field, sending runners on first and second. Let's see if Limper has what it takes to get his team some capitalization here, to bring runners in and to advance their lead farther here in the top of the third. They're looking for the shift for the lefty. That pitch. And that's going to be dropped by Callan there for the easy out. And that's going to be bases loaded. And it looks like they're going to have to bring in a shadow runner for third as Limper gets his first offensive show there, despite the error there made by Callan. Tartamosa's going to hit that deep. into left field, but it's going to be caught out there. And Melroy is going to... And it looks like that'll be the infield rule, where if it hits into the infield, it'll be an automatic out just because of lack of players. And here we're going to see the first showings from team leader Chuck here. And his ball looks like it's going to drop just into the outfield. Unless they have a different ruling here, but nope. Brace is going to be up to bat. The former pitcher for the Cherry Hill West Lions. And he's going to get some backswing there. Backspin there, sorry. Playing here in no shoes, which is a very interesting choice here by Bracey in this very mucky, muddy looking dirt here. His next swing's good to go. And it's going to hit pretty deep into left center field there, just over the heads of Tartamosa and Limper there in the outfield. Melroy, his swing is going to get Collins swinging at nothing there. Get Collins swinging again at nothing. Collins trying to be a little more poised, a little more confident here, and he's going to get struck out there by Jason. Looks like we're going to keep rolling. Chuck's hit's going to go just out of the outfield, and Bracey's going to be tagged out by Tartamosa with an amazing defensive play. As the sides will switch, and we will go to the top of the fourth. And for information, it looks like we will be shifting into 2 outs as Limper gets a hard hit into right field. And an error on the defensive throw is going to bring Limper to second with his true actual first showing of offensive ability here. Very rare for Limper, but he's going to allow Tartamosa to go up to bat without an out on the table. Tartamosa's hit is going to drop right into the left fielder's hands there. And Melroy will be up to bat with 1 out on the count. And his shot will also drop. It seems like it's going to drop right past the defender. And Tartamosa is going to be brought in. And it's going to be a 3-0 ball game at the top of the fourth. As Limper will be up to bat once again with 1 out on the clock. 1 out on the count. His swing is going to just drop right into Collins' hands. This time, no mistake, as we move into the bottom of the fourth with the new 2-out rule. And here comes Jacob France, and a very unexpected new arrival, but his first shot is going to be sent out of the park there. Just to, you wonder what happened. Where did this guy even come from? Why was Team Chuck allowed to sign him in the middle of the game? But he's going to bring the first bout of offense for Team Chuck here in the bottom of the fourth, halfway through the game, down 3-1, no outs. Collins going to block the view, but it looks like that hit's also going to be sent out of the park. And this is just an absolute breakdown from Mr. Melroy here on the mound, as Bracey will trot the bases himself after a back-to-back home run. Just a terrible showing from the usual ace of Melroy, as Team Chuck now, with some new stars in their team, will be down just 3-2, as a little bloop by Colin will be the first out for this Fire team, and another infield bloop. Or maybe not. Looks like it went just into the outfield there, as Charlie will be on base. And Jacob France again. Another hard hit. Left field. And it looks like it's going to just drop past Tartamosa's head. Sent right in. You got a runner on second and third, as Melroy will try to get out of this inning alive and hopefully not to be tied. And Brace is going to get another out of the parker to bring in Creighton and bring in France, as well as himself, as Team Chuck, the home team, will gain their first lead of the game, now up 5-3 in what shockingly became the biggest turnaround in CVFL summer baseball history, as Colin will begin his at-bat with 2 strikes. And that shot's going to go right to Tartamosa just to get him out of the inning. Now down 5-3. What can Team Pop-Tart do to bring it back as they discuss some changes for their offensive game plan here? None of the 3 of them seem to be too happy, as Melroy's going to completely whiff that first pitch. The second one's going to be hit, but it's going to be caught out at center field. Or it seems it's going to be right out on the outside of the boundary. And that one will also go foul. His next hit is going to... Chuck's just barely not going to get it, as Melroy will go to second. He's going to go to third as another error. And Melroy's going to be drawn in. An amazing run there by Melroy off of 2 defensive errors, as Limper's back up to bat, and who knows what he can get going for Team Pop-Tart, looking to be back up after trailing suddenly 5-4 in this ball game. His hit's going to go far out into center field, but it looks like it's going to be just outside of the shift, just for some fair play rules, and that ball's going to go right field. And it seems as if, just off camera, it's going to be caught by Bracey in the outfield all the way in the right field. Tartamosa, his deep shot's going to go left, and it's going to bounce right past France. Bring Tartamosa into first base. Looking for some offense here as Melroy comes up to bat. His inside the park homer helped by errors, and that next shot is going to fall into the infield and will be another out as we go to the bottom of the 5th with Chuck up to bat for Team Creighton. And that ball is going to go into the infield, and it's going to be the first out of the bottom of the 5th here for Team Chuck, looking to continue their lead and maybe add on to it as France, the superstar, comes up to bat. And his hit's also going to go into the infield, and that's going to end this inning for Team Chuck as the away team, Team Pop-Tart, comes up to bat. And Limper had a few good hits so far. Surprisingly, he's going to whiff that first one. That second one he doesn't like. And that third one, it's going to seem like it's going to be another strike, as Colin's going to get 2 balls back here. 3 balls back, I'm sorry. He's going to get 3 balls back here. And that's going to be a foul. This next pitch is going to be hit into right field by Limper. But it seems like it might have been an out. Tartamosa is going to hit that one high center left field. I believe that drew him into first base, as Melroy's going to hit that one pretty far. And it's going to just drop past France in left field. Melroy thought that was gone. With an out and a man on second and third, can Limper do what he does best and just absolutely do nothing with that infield bloop there, which will send us to the bottom of the 6th inning with Team Chuck leading 5-4. Bracey, his first hit, is going to drop just past the infield, and that's going to count as a base hit. That first pitch way off the mark, way off the outside. The Melroy brothers going to hit that one high, and that's just going to drop past Tartamosa. It's going to go right past Melroy's head off another defensive error. Tartamosa's hitting home to make sure that no other runners go, but terrible first look here in the bottom of the 6th. Oh my God. Melroy just beamed Creighton right in the head there with his funky looking headband on. And it looks like we're gonna see, I don't know if Creighton's calling a timeout here, if he's just gonna take his his stroll to first base, as we're going to see bases loaded here at the bottom of the sixth, but France is going to get out on an infield bloop, which calls a phantom runner to be at first. And Bray sees another infield bloop, and that's going to end this bases loaded dream for Team Chuck. And there's going to be a little dispute here on the field, looking maybe to the validity of that out, especially because we allowed Limper to go to first earlier off an error by Melroy, but when Jason misses it, looks like they're going to call the out there fair and square, and I don't think Bracey's too happy with that, as Limper's acting like he's knowing what's going on, and Bracey's going to do his iconic camel spit, and he isn't happy with that call at all. He's yelling at the imaginary ump, as Team Pop-Tart's going to go back up to the top of the seventh, and that's going to be the first out. One more out, and Team Chuck wins this ball game. Melroy, that's hit hard, and that's going to be caught in center field, and that's the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Team Chuck came out of nowhere with some pretty amazing home runs back-to-back in the bottom of the fourth, and their only offensive showing of the entire game, and win this ball game. I've been Calvin Limper. Thank you all for listening. This has been a CVFL Baseball Showdown at Cherry Hill West Softball Stadium. Thank you very much.